Yeah, I think I just saw the clip, maybe. You get name dropped twice? Yeah, you and Sai got name dropped? Panda just said you was a piece of shit, and then you play FF is all? Panda calls you a fuckhead? Uh-oh. Why does he call me a fuckhead? What'd I do to deserve that? It's because you play Black Mage? Yeah, fair enough.
Right, that is, you are more than smart enough to comprehend that, right? I'm sure your chat is as well.
I understand that, but like what I'm saying is that all I'm really trying to get you to see is that why Belluer would be offended by what you said. Like,
bro, his next tweet was calling me a degenerate cunt or something.
Well, of course he said that because you attacked him. I mean, is that not
I didn't
wrong?
attack him.
But
Stop
you
it.
did. I mean,
this is where.
It's not a big deal.
Okay.
Look, I'm an asshole too. Okay, I wouldn't have taken it personally, but Belluer is kind of a nice guy, right?
No, listen. This is where I'm gonna fucking stick up for myself, right?
Okay,
you
all right,
can't make
all right.
1,000 fucking videos. Yeah. Poking and poking and poking. That's like someone saying Pyromancer's not that bad. He's a fuckhead, right? Right? It's like you can't sit there and poke fucking bears all day and then someone finally says something back and you're like, oh,
well, I don't know.
Shut up. He's all right.
Yeah, that's not really a joke, unfortunately. It's just low-hanging fruit. This is very typical. It's very low-hanging fruit. It's not the first time. It won't be the last time.
Of a nice guy, right?
No, listen. This is where I'm gonna fucking stick up for myself, right?
Okay, all right.
And him sticking up for himself is talking shit about me. That's cool.
Make 1,000 fucking videos. Poking and poking and poking. That's like someone saying Pyromancer's not that bad. He's a fuckhead, right? Right, it's
And Asmon laughs. Yeah, it's all good.
like you can't sit there.
Yeah, just at the expense of someone else, because why not? Why do I even have to get brought up, bro? I'm like literally not even part of the conversation. What do I have to do with anything? He literally just says my name because I was the most successful, besides maybe Rich, streamer that came over and blew the fuck up in this game. That's the only reason he ever says my name, is because he knows I had 10,000 subs. That's the only reason. So, I mean, it's just low-hanging fruit.
Someone finally...
Which, by the way, I left because I was genuinely upset at the game. If that wasn't evident with my massive blow-up about the game, then I don't know what makes it evident. But I didn't leave the game because... for money. You know? So... maybe he needs to get that out off of his mind and maybe start doing things for his enjoyment and because he genuinely cares about them, not for money. His mind's too much on the money. And if it wasn't that important to him, I feel like he wouldn't be even upset about this. So, you know, some people defend me though. Someone said he's been positive. Pyro catching strays rent-free. Pyro POV despair. The aware and despairs get me, dude. It's true. It's true. I've never done anything to Panda. I've never even interacted with the guy. So for him to call me a fuckhead is very much like... It's like he's literally just talking shit about someone who has caught flack publicly because he thinks it's the popular thing to do. And it's very cringe and very childish. Wasn't that his old name? Childish? Chinglish. Chinglish, that's right. Close enough.
Guarantee you the next stream, it's the same. I bet your viewership today is higher than it was a couple of days ago. Am I right?
I haven't actually checked. I got my setup shit.
Smart,
I can't even see.
very smart.
Someone said poor Pyro.
Either way, I bet it is, and I bet Belluer is.
No, I'm not gonna let it get to me, Chad. I've been doing a lot better. I'm proud of myself. I've come a long way, and there's a lot of people that have not come to the stream and will never see that. And for the rest of my existence, they will perceive me as Pyromancer, the angry guy who gets toxic with his chat. But you know what? Like, that's not the truth. So that's all that matters, you know? He is fuckhead, by the way. I love. He is fuckhead, by the way.
You cannot say that. That's
I
like
didn't
saying,
say anything
that's
bad.
like saying,
Bro, literally,
I don't hate this, but, or...
That's like if he now said, well, if I like fired back at him, then he would say, oh, but I didn't attack him. I didn't do anything.
Right, okay. I'm not trying to...
Okay, let's go to the other... Let's go to the other timestamp. What was it, 50-something?
See? Is because that it was...
he said
it
that
was
today?
because his friend... Yeah, he responded to something that I said, that he said that the only reason he went over to Final Fantasy is because his friend was playing it. And I'm going to call bullshit on that. You went over to Final Fantasy, it did better, and we've been mates for quite a while, yep. Right? I think that you were even quite shocked at how well Final Fantasy did your streams, right? I think there is no denying that.
There's
was
a lot
insane.
of weebs out there, more than I thought.
Yep. Preach went over to Final Fantasy and started doing really freaking well as well. Pyromancer went over there. He averaged 50 to 100 viewers on WoW and he got to 10,000 subs, right? I don't know what his view count was, but he went absolutely insane.
He did.
Yeah, I think my record view count was like 13,000. 13 or 14,000, something like that. During, I can't remember if that was the walk finale or if that was 5-0. I think it was the walk. But yeah, I did come over from like 50 to 100 viewers and didn't focus on money at all, actually. I just played the game and had legitimate, visceral, emotional responses, and people were drawn to that, and it made me successful. And then my visceral emotional rage that I have a hard time controlling made people be driven away from me. So it's funny how one thing that can attract can also repel, okay? So, you know, it's like this idea that just going to another game guarantees you success is fucking stupid. It's fucking stupid. It's just like, it isn't the game. It isn't just the game. Like, it is the person as well. But like I said, I didn't come over to this game because it was doing well. And in fact, at the time, I had recently become a supervisor in my job and was getting paid pretty well and like had a good career. And I decided to step away from that career because it turned out that Final Fantasy was phenomenal. I mean, it was just like, it performed super well, and so I was able to quit my job and do streaming full time. And still, thankfully, I'm able to stream as my primary source of income, which is amazing. So I'm super thankful for that. But at the same time, like, you know, so like me, for instance, I did come over because I was invited by work. Check this out. I got invited to play the game by work friends that I ended up actually never even playing the game with, but I ended up falling in love with the game. The first night that I streamed Final Fantasy, I only had like 100 viewers, you know, like my normal amount. And then I streamed it a couple times more, and I got a couple hundred viewers and 400 viewers. I was like, this is crazy. There's a lot of people watching, and 500 viewers. And then all of a sudden it was like 1,000. And I was like, what the fuck? Like, what the fuck? And then it was 1,500, and then it was 4,000, and then it was 5,000, and then it was 10,000. And like, I'd never experienced anything like it, but it was also around the drop of a new expansion. Like, there's a lot of things that line up to make that happen. You don't just talking shit about a game and going to another one is not the secret recipe that he thinks it is. It's like, it's not. It's way more complex, and you really have to like realize that.
Right? I think there is no denying that.
There's a lot of weebs out there, more than I thought.
Yep. Preach went over to Final Fantasy and started doing really freaking well as well.
Preach was already doing well, for the record. Preach has long been one of the largest creators for World of Warcraft, okay? Preach makes really high value, like high level content, like high quality content, and he makes a lot of it. And when he expanded and took what Preach was already really good at doing, like this shit of like, this shit of like, oh, this game essentially made these people, or like, you know, pushed them to another level. Like in some cases, yes, but in some, it's just seems like he's the victim mentality. Yeah, it sounds very like jealous. Like I want to do that. I didn't do it. It sounds almost like he kind of like almost like has that mentality of like, I stuck with my guns type shit. And because I never abandoned World of Warcraft like these other people are doing, you know, I should find success that they have found. But what he doesn't realize is that it's the reason for people's success in this regard is not due to the things that he thinks it is. Your preacher already said his situation was different because he was literally dragged into 14 and did not expect to love it. I mean, initially, I didn't love 14. It took me a little bit, you know.
50 to 100 viewers on WoW and he got to 10,000 subs. Right? I don't know what his view count was, but he went absolutely insane.
He did,
to sit there and say that you only jumped on the Final Fantasy train, to use your Final Fantasy argument about this, to sit there and the only
Pyro with a heart Raven. True, Cortical. If anything, I abandoned WoW, but it was for a very personal reason. It's because I fucking hated the game.
Went over to Final Fantasy because of his friend played it is fucking bullshit.
So
we all know why that he.
You know, I think the question here is like, why does that even matter? Why does it matter what his reason is? Like, who is anyone to like? Even if you want to go over and fucking do ERP with a bunch of mods and fuck some fucking Femra fucking Rothgar hybrid fucking primal fucking Vinaz tits, you know, like just because you want to do that, you know, you can do that. Is it how I would play the game? No, but you know, if that's what you want to do, then that's what you do. No, I wouldn't do that. I don't know. Look, I've not done that.
He jumped over to Final Fantasy, which is, again, it's because it's good for views. It was good to make videos about it at the time. It was good to make Final Fantasy hype videos. It was good to say, Blizzard bad, Final Fantasy good. That was the thing to do at the time. There's no fucking denying that, man. Come on.
Okay. Do you want me to deny it? I'm about to right now.
Yo, oh man, he cooking. What the fuck?
Do you want me to deny it? I'm about to right now.
Yeah, you can.
He's such a Giga Chad. Asmon is such a dweeb sometimes, and sometimes he's such a Giga Chad, bro. It's so good.
Impressions of Final Fantasy.
His entire premise is on that it was the algorithm, the thing to do. But the real question is, why is that the case? Because it was a common enough viewpoint that people were fucking looking at it.
See, predate my first stream for it.
Like, WoW creators are still migrating to 14 because the recent patch was ass.
Sure, but is that just one impression? Right, I'm talking about video after video after video. We're not talking about going back and playing one video. I've been subbed to Final Fantasy for over 1,500 days. It doesn't mean I play it every day.
You just accused Belluer of playing Final Fantasy 14 because of my success streaming it. And you said that he's lying. You said that he was lying because you're talking about Matt Levegast here, the other guy with the glasses. I know him.
Okay.
And
Matt's cool.
And you said
we like Matt. Matt is based. We like Matt.
Before we go forward, let's make sure that we clarify. So you're saying that Belluer, but like you actually no, because you said.
Do you want me to say it in a very simple way? I'll say it in a very simple way.
Oh man, here's like another. That's like another condescending remark to someone that's frankly clearly far more intelligent than you.
I believe personally that Belluer really jumped on the Final Fantasy hype train when Blizzard Activision was down and WoW was down and the numbers were down for WoW and WoW was in a really bad place. He jumped on the Final Fantasy hype, and I think that you and a few other people are a really big responsible for the hype that happened.
How is Asmongold... Wait. I like how he's saying this, but he doesn't include Asmongold as part of it because he wants to appeal to Asmongold still. Wait a second. Asmongold is one of the people, my dude. He's one of them. He ain't the reason, okay? He's not the fucking reason. Chill with that bullshit, dude. My God.
That's a compliment, right? And I think a lot of other content creators, not just him, jumped on that. And then because WoW was doing so
we only went and played because Asmon was playing, right? Oh, that's such a dumbass remark.
badly in Final Fantasy.
If that were the case, then every time Asmon plays PoE and shit talks Diablo, I would have gone and played PoE and stopped playing Diablo.
I think it's fair to say that he started pumping
But
up.
what I'm not hearing is that Final Fantasy was doing poorly because of X and Y. He makes it sound like, World of Warcraft. He makes it sound like WoW was only doing poorly because, like, this was occurring. Like, not because people were jumping ship because of the reasons for which WoW was doing poor. Like, it's like, what the fuck?
Final Fantasy videos and started pumping out anti-WoW videos and just videos shitting on WoW. I don't think that's unfair to say at all.
Sure, but what I'm saying is that, but you also said that he was lying.
Right.
And you said he was bullshitting whenever he
I think he's full of shit. I don't think I said he's lying. I think he's full of shit when he's...
What? Chat, I don't think he's lying. I just think he's full of shit. Like, what?
Okay, do you want me to word it differently? When he started putting Final Fantasy on a pedestal, being like, wow, Blizzard Activision is shit, and Final Fantasy is all of a sudden the best video game ever created for 3.5, 4 months when we can farm views out of it.
That's also not what any of Bellular's videos were. He didn't have a single video that said that. He never said it was the best game ever. He never said anything like that. In fact, I watched the videos that he put out comparing the two, and that was never in them. So this guy has this idea in his head of what he thinks Bellular has said, but I hate to say this, chat, and I feel like I'm probably fucking right on the fucking head of the nail on this one. I bet you this guy hasn't watched the majority of the videos. I bet you he actually is not watching them. I'm just gonna say it. He's probably just looking at thumbnails, looking at video titles, and is probably not actually watching the videos. It happens so fucking often, you wouldn't even believe it.
Yeah. Right? Like a lot of other people did. I think that's full of shit. And it will blow my mind if chat doesn't think that that's a real take.
Sure.
He's also reading chat, which is a bad idea. As someone who's been on Asmongold's stream with him, if you should not have chat open, you should definitely not be looking at it. Because they are gonna fucking destroy you. It's trust me. Like, you can tell he's reading chat, he's reacting to it because of their response, and it's just not a good idea, trust me. The chat wants you to burn.
Sure, and I think that obviously once the game got more popular and he started enjoying it more and playing it more, and a lot of people wanted to hear content about it, I think that it makes perfect sense for him to make more videos about it.
Yeah.
But for you to say that he was being disingenuous for the reason why he started playing it is untrue,
correct.
and you can tell that it's not true based off of the dates, because the day that I started playing Final Fantasy XIV was July 3rd, I believe.
It's a whole month
2021.
Later. And I started in May, which this Panda guy probably doesn't even know. So Panda probably thinks I followed Asmongold over. I literally was playing in May, 2 months before Asmon even installed the game.
But hang on a second. Didn't you delay quite a while until you really jumped on the Final Fantasy hype? There wasn't the game already doing well. I don't know off the top of my head.
So because wait. But I thought that he said earlier that the hype and everything was because Asmon went and played it though, and that, you know, everyone followed though. So wait a second. I think we're seeing some more flaws in this argument.
What am I gonna say? I'm not saying these, like, I didn't open this video and be like, you know, Bellulaw's a cunt and all this sort of stuff and really deep dive into him. I think what I said,
I mean, you kind of did though.
Wasn't that harsh, and I'm genuinely surprised that he took so much offense to it.
I think that it makes sense though, right? Because like do you have like a rapport with Bellular? Because like whenever you say that, I've met you in real life. I know you. Do you know Bellular?
No, fuck no. Never met him.
And so that's the difference, right? And so you're listening to what somebody is saying, and you're hearing it from the perspective of a stranger. And I think it makes sense.
Yeah, but and that's fine. That's fine. Yeah. Right? But I'm not sitting here trying to defend my point of view, right? I'm not sitting here to be. If people really want to,
That is exactly word for word what Asmon's response. Just, well. Are you kidding me?
And I think it makes sense.
Yeah, and that's fine. That's fine.
Yeah.
Right? But I'm not sitting here trying to defend my point of view, right? I'm not sitting here to be. If people really want to take this to heart, because I don't think what I'm saying is that extreme. I really don't. I don't.
Oh, goodness. You know, I think I can relate in one way, and I think I can relate with like the things I said on Twitter about subs and ad block and all that stuff. In that moment, I felt very strongly about that and could not comprehend, could not reconcile in my brain how my point of view could be wrong because of my history with streaming and stuff. And there's something that I've had to learn as a human being, and that's when you take a stance on something and then you have people around you that you respect, you enjoy the company of, maybe you've met, telling you that what you're saying might be a little unreasonable, or you might want to look at it a different way, or take issue with it really in any capacity on a scale that makes you consider, it should make you consider like whether or not what you're saying is really a good take. It's taken me a while to learn that, okay? But there's a reason why throughout history in a lot of ways we have decided to do what the majority of people would agree with. And it just so happens that if you feel that in a situation that you are the minority in thought, you just might want to consider why. And if your presentation, not your thought itself, but the presentation of your idea is really the reason for why it's not being well received, because that can be as much of a problem as having a poor argument. You can have a great point, you can have a great argument, you can have something that objectively maybe makes sense if you want to boil it down. But if you're not presenting it in a way that is friendly or respectful, you're not going to receive friendliness and respect in return. You're gonna get shit on. And trust me, I have been there. It's something that takes a long time to learn, but like, you've got to be able to like realize that when multiple voices are coming at you from different sources, especially when they're people that you know and respect, maybe you should listen.
I don't think me saying Billy Law and a lot of other people clickbait videos and clickbait titles and ride the hate train and ride the lows and highs of WoW is that extreme to say. We all do it as content creators.
Right, but once again, that's not what he said.
Absolutely. We all do, and I think that's... I don't think that's a bad thing, but my point that I'm trying to make is that I don't think that Belluar is doing any damage. I don't think Belluar is damaging the game. I don't think so.
Again, it's, and I think you will probably understand this and a lot of other people won't in the chat.
Okay.
Right?
I hate when he keeps saying shit like that. I really don't like that. I really don't like that.
Right? From either of our chats, you understand.
I don't think so.
It's insult, yeah. And I'm guilty of this type of shit, but it's insulting to the intelligence of any individual watching. Like, I think you'll get this. I don't think chat's going to get it.
You will probably understand this and a lot of other people won't in the chat, right? From either of our chats. You understand that that is a live, one-take, 3-minute reaction after watching a half-an-hour video, right? And I think you understand what I'm saying there, right? I can't fit in 2.5 minutes, 3 minutes on a one-take while I'm live. I can't fit in everything that I'd like to talk about, every layer of reaction and every type of thing that I think that's good and bad about WoW.
So then why am I a shithead? Why am I a fuckhead? Am I supposed to be able to do that? Is someone out there supposed to be able to do that? Like what's the limit? Just not me? Just not me though? Fuck everyone else but not me? All these other creators but fuck Belluar. I just don't get it.
World of Warcraft.
But you did
and the
say
videos
that it was
made.
bad for the game. You did explicitly state that.
Yeah,
So
I do. I agree. And again, that
Okay.
goes back to the original point
Well, there's
that
nothing to agree with. I mean, you did. It's not an agreeing situation. You did.
think that there is a big difference between making videos criticizing a game and just plain up shitting on devs and implying that you can do better.
Yeah, no, I understand what you're saying, but I don't think that what he's doing is harmful to the game. I don't think that's the case at all. And I don't think that his videos are doing any negative impact to the game. And I also think that for a lot of the changes that Blizzard has made to like different systems, and I can give you a list if you want, I think that you could have hired somebody off of Fiverr and they could have figured that out.
Oh, but guess what? In this case, he's going to laugh at Asmon. He's going to play it off. He's going to appeal to Asmon's emotions and ego. And he's not going to call Asmon out for saying this, okay? Panda's response to this is dumb. Oh, boy. Here we go.
I mean, that's one thing we can definitely agree on. That's not wrong.
I mean,
yeah, you can't write this shit, chat. You really can't. You can't write this shit. It's almost like he's only changing his mind on things because he wants to glaze Asmon. Mm-hmm.
But if we can both agree on that, then why can't Belluar fix it?
Because I don't think he can. I don't think him and his community can fix the game. I don't think my community can fix the game. I don't think you and your community can fix the game. I think we can fix the game with what we feel would fix it for ourselves.
So then why
right?
did
But I don't think
Blizzard
that we can
agree
make these decisions.
Then why did Blizzard agree with him?
With what?
Do you want a list?
Of what things that you think that he directly changed from...
Asmon's getting irritated now. Bellular has long been critical of game systems. This is not new. This is not new in Dragonflight. This is not new in Shadowlands. This is not new in BFA. This is not new in Legion. This is not new in Warlords of Draenor. This is not new in Mists of Pandaria. It is not new. He has always been this way. Always has been critical of the systems. And what Asmon is implying is that since Bellular has in some way or another covered essentially every single fucking system put into World of Warcraft and develops games himself, something Jinglish does not do, sorry, Panda does not do, like, I'm not shocked to hear Asmon say something that alludes to how much he has actually thought about this, like, and praised good system changes in the past. The guy gives praise when it's deserved. He gives negative feedback when it's not. I find that Bellular has pretty consistently always been like that. He just seems pretty honest. If he fucking hates it, he fucking hates it. If he fucking loves it, he fucking loves it. And he will not shut the fuck up about it. Trust me. I do the same shit. So I'm interested to hear what he has to say here because, yeah.
The game. Just him on his own. You think that the list...
No,
and that's the point that I'm making.
But what I'm saying
right?
is...
Oh, that's the point? Oh, thank God. We finally identified what the point was because every other thing that Asmon rebutted to was apparently not the point. So wait, let me hear that again. What's the point?
Of what things that you think that he directly changed from the game. Just him on his own. You think that the list...
No,
and that's the point that I'm making.
But what I'm saying is that these were things that Belluar had suggested along with a number of other people in the community. And
him and his team suggested.
Sure.
Him and his team. Dude, listen. Can I tell you something? If Bellular wasn't as large of a creator in the WoW space, I don't think that this guy would give a fuck. If Bellular had 50k subs, this guy wouldn't give a fuck. Just saying. But he only gives a shit because this guy is way larger, way more successful, and has more influence. So it really bothers him because he sees it as Bellular shit-talking the thing that he's stuck with. I'm going to tell you a little story. I used to have something, and sometimes still do, that I call creator envy. Okay? And when someone has a studio, maybe better lights than you, and like an editor and that stuff, depending on the person, that can make you a little envious. Okay? And sometimes that can affect the way that you see those things and how you talk about them. I do have an editor, yes, but when he talks about his team, he's talking about the fact that Bellular physically has an office, a studio, and coworkers. They have sets. They have a team, right? So he's just jealous, okay? But it's kind of bothering me because he's repeatedly said his team, and it's like, yeah, dude, he has a team. Fucking move on. So fucking what? Wah wah, crybaby, no one cares. You don't have a fucking team. It's fine. No one gives a shit. Move the fuck on, bro. You don't have to follow it up with his team every time. His team. If anything, how come the input of multiple game developers is not more valuable than that of one individual? How come how come the implication almost seems to like suggest that like it's a bad thing? It's just it's weird to me. And it took me a while to learn how to get over that envy, that enviousness, that envy just really is what it's called, and jealousy, and like just learn to appreciate the success of what other people have done. And the creator that I used to get the most jealous of and the most envious of, you guessed it, is Bellular fucking Gaming. For the very reasons that I listed, okay? It's impressive. The production quality is awesome. They pump out an insane amount of content while making a video game. Like, what they do over there is pretty awesome, okay? And it used to make me really envious. And it used to make me kind of like be a little toxic. But I got over that shit because I feel like that was part of me growing up and kind of realizing that, like, other people's success does not mean your failure. So, you know, if you're failing, sometimes you need to turn around and take a look in the mirror and figure out why that's the case. That's what I had to do. And sometimes what you see in the mirror is ugly and you don't want to look at it, but it's there. And so you have to fucking deal with it. And so that's, you know, it just is what it is. You just can't be a fucking jealous person. And I think that's what this is all rooted in. This whole fucking discussion, this whole fucking thing is rooted in jealous envy because of the attention and success that Bellular has had. Even if that means publishing videos that talk about the negative parts of the video game, which he does not like. It's very clear. That's all there is to this. Cut and dry. Wrap it up. And, you know, it's just a weird thing, just a weird angle to take. And I've been in the position of someone who's literally lost their shit on camera at another content creator's video live. So I say this not out of irony. I say it out of experience. And because it's not a comfortable situation. The hot seat gets real fucking hot when you're the one that everyone's looking at. Trust me. It's not a fun place to be. And that's why I don't try to go there. I don't want to go there. And when I get angry, sometimes that's where I go. And it's not fun. So, you know, I don't know. I'm going to shut up about that, but that's just, trust me, man. Just take it from me. You gotta learn a healthier way to look at other people in the space, because if you don't, you will fucking, it'll eat you. It'll literally eat you. People don't put up with this shit. They really don't. I got a real fucking reality check after that Lalafell shit, and other situations before that too. I've been reality checked real fucking hard. Trust me. And I've learned to respect it, and that's, I mean, not fear it, not resent it, you know, not have like a fucking, you know, contempt for it. But, you know, he said himself, streaming WoW he won't be able to do in like a year, and then attacks Bell for negative WoW takes. I guess he sees it as he needs WoW to be good for him to survive. Once upon a time, I kind of felt like that too. I don't know. Right now, apparently Final Fantasy is not that good according to some people, and in some ways I agree. Like with gearing, like with Zeems, I agree with those kind of takes and shit like that. You guys have seen those. But some people, it fucking sucks. So it's just, I don't agree with a lot of the takes. I agree with some of them. Fuck it. I mean, there's no reason to just pick a fucking side and just, oh, it's unequivocally fucking bussin'. You know? Just like, some shit is good, some shit is bad. Like, just fucking deal with it. If you can't admit that, then just don't engage in situations where that's going to get brought up. If you can't handle it, then just fucking don't be around. I don't know. Exist in an echo chamber where only people talk about good things, and if that's how you want to exist, then that's okay, I guess. But I don't know. Things could be better if people were to be respectfully critical. You don't have to be an asshole when you're saying something that something can be better.
And also, like, other people in the community, it's not like it's just him. I've said these same things, and then they've been implemented into the game. So
again, bro, that's my whole point. That is literally my whole point. If you're going to sit here and say that a broader spectrum of content creators, we come together, right, and we push this narrative that something is going to be good. Classic, for example, we all came together and said, hey, whether it works or not, fucking let's give it a try. Let's put it in the game and see what happens. Right? That is a vast majority of us.
I do not recommend ever saying that you speak for the vast majority of anything.
Agreeing and then them changing something. There's a lot of people on the back end that did a lot more work than any of us, right? That tried to get these things signed and got the petition and all that sort of stuff. I'm not going to try and take credit and, you know, or anything before someone tries to say that. But that doesn't mean that him making a video, again, which seems to be my point that I'm making over and over again, him making videos implying that he can change it just on his own doesn't change the fact that I think that it's bullshit.
Yeah. I'm gonna just leave that alone. I think that's enough of that. Whatever that is. And you guys can now call me fuckhead if you want. I will allow that. What's up, fuckhead? If you guys want to come in the stream and say that, I'm cool with that. You will not be getting timed out or banned for that. We might get a fuckhead emote. I like that. I kind of like that.